every year. Are you getting it now? And what we are focusing on is short-term crops. Our cooperative system is quite different in the way that if you join, you will not regret it. But you know, there are certain structures we break. Nigerians will tag this as a Ponzi scheme. They will tag it as another level of trying to scheme people. Are you getting it now? With 5,000 people in FCT saying we want to solve food problem within our communities. I said it before now. Whether the federal government do their job or not, you and I sitting here is responsible to provide one shelter, food, and education, whether it's expensive or cheap. So the only way out we can do this is to come together, and by the time we have the 5,000 people, then we can move FCT ahead. I just want to focus on FCT. We have locations cut across other states. We are focusing on 5 zones, excluding Northeast. The 200 hectares we have mentioned has been well structured along this number of states we are talking about. And once we do it, we can grow. Our president is Ebonyi, Imo, Nasarawa as well. So this is where I will say one more time, you are welcome. And then pardon the technical team and myself that I couldn't get my presentation visual. Thank you. As we see various ministries do their presentation. So the line of presentation goes, we have about 5 departments. We requested the Honorable Minister for Agriculture to approve to part of this event. So the 4th department is supposed to be the Department of Farm Input and Support Service. Are they around? I met with the director one-on-one. Any representative? Because yeah, it's very crucial. But when it comes to question and answer, you know, most of the questions center around fertilizer, these and all that. Okay, do we have Department of Agricultural Extension? I guess Department of Fishery is available. Let's applaud it. You know, it was a wonderful time in your office yesterday. And you see, please, I want everyone of us who listen online to listen very well. Going to almost 12 months now, the woman walked to my office. I was shedding tears. What was the problem? She had like 2 plots of land, well fenced and all that. So she was interested in fishing. So we have this, you know, we have different international experts. And the expert says he can really set up the fish production, figure leaks and all that. That woman should bring 5 million. And that he said, the woman did not even get 100,000 from it. So it's a pity that event like this that we have almost 100 persons who indicated their interest by saying their details and all that. We did all that because we wanted to know how serious we are. So he will be speaking on fishing. So join me to welcome, I'll say you are representing the director of fishing, right? to the podium to make his presentation. So he will move your system. You can as well sit and make your presentation.
But I have my flash here. How do you want to fit it?
No, let him just use your system directly. Just sit comfortably.
I don't want to start.
I want him to sit because I don't want any distraction because they are here to get their own set ready. So it's better you sit to make your presentation.
Okay.
Feel comfortable, sir. I'll say if you can move your system here, you make your presentation from there.
Okay.
Because the cable they are supposed to use is not available. So move that one out. Move the system. We use this cable. This cable is not we have a file. Let's applaud our media team for the bailout. If you have asked me to wait, so I can also slide my own presentation. So let's just take time and listen to it. While you are doing that, there's a mommy I met. You know, the next edition, we will be doing this quarterly. We'll be having exhibition section, not just us alone. So I met a mommy on Thursday. Please can you introduce yourself one more time? And your brother, Christy. These are people who have done well.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Saada Turusa. I'm the CEO of Matos Foods. I'm into frozen chops, and I decided to extend into processing of dry food. This includes spices, date powder. I do unripe plantain flour. I do yaji, and I do yam flour. I had interest in agric right from my primary school days. It was compulsory to do agric. I don't know these days why geography and agric is not really encouraged in our secondary schools, because that's where the interest comes up from. As I was talking to him last Thursday, I said I wish I had studied agric economics. I would have been a better SME person today. I discovered from going from one place to the other, particularly having joined Abuja Enterprise Agency and Nigeria Export Promotion Council. These are two bodies that are always organizing one workshop or the other. Once you join their platform, you are sure to pick interest in one of their workshops or the other when you have opportunity to listen to invited guests, both at home and abroad. One thing I have really picked as a Nigerian is a lot of countries are interested in Nigeria. Nigeria as a country is blessed, and we pray that our blessings do not fall away from us. In the sense that in so many presentations, you always discover that our agri product is usually rated the first when presented. So for that, it gives me the passion to key into agri-processing. Please, let's cheer ourselves and think positively about Nigeria agriculture.
Thank you for those wonderful words. Okay.
I think I'll just take my presentation as it is on my system here, and I will just speak out. We are still in the morning now, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In every fora, just like what the president said in this maiden edition of QUEBEC Treats. And I'm delighted to be here to also participate in this forum. Because when we talk about farming, there is a notion that farmers are wretched and they no future. And that concept is what the president of QUEBEC just enumerated. And we need to shift from that mindset. And when we come to a country like Nigeria that has so much potentials, now we are talking about food security in our country. And we know what everybody is passing through in terms of food. And food is a mainstay of life. Without food, shelter, there is no basis for living. And the concept about how we Nigerians take farming is so bad. And that is why when I see young, promising man like him talking about the emphasis and the passion about farming, it keeps gladdening my heart. But when it comes about farming in Nigeria, with the potential that we have, nobody wants to go into farming. And we keep on talking about food insecurity, poverty, hunger in the land. It beats me as a Nigerian. And look at the hall today. We are expecting people are all over talking about our country have food insecurity. And there's a forum like this that is supposed to be jam-packed with people for knowledge, for the way forward. But Nigerians are not looking at it, because they look at it that what is going to come out from farming. Nothing is going to come out from farming. Because the concept and the mindset is not there. It's so appalling. Now let me go, because it's going to be an interactive. Let me go to memory lane about Nigeria in terms of fisheries. Nigeria is blessed with enormous fisheries resources. And let's narrow it down to West Africa. We have the largest coastline in West Africa. When I mean coastline, talking from Calabar, from Lagos to Calabar, coastline, with a 200 nautical miles, with enormous fish and shrimp resources. I'm talking about the marine now. Now, in those olden days, we have our forefathers that are into small-scale fisheries, artisanal fisheries, with canoes. We have ponds. Nigeria is blessed with rivers, blessed with wetlands, blessed with numerous inland rivers, dams, reservoirs for fish cultivation. We are not supposed to be lacking in fish production. And in those days, there is a saying that fish is the cheapest source of protein. But today, fish is so expensive. In the world, we are supposed to consume 21 kilograms. An average Nigerian, average human being is supposed to consume 21 kilograms of fish per capita per year, any individual. Today, I don't think a Nigerian can even consume up to 10 kilograms per year. So that tells you the malnutrition that is going on outside there. It's a serious issue. And as a country, we've looked at the basis for how can we key to ensure that our youth are brought out of poverty. Our youth can key into agriculture, into fisheries, more precisely. There are three components. Now, the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture, which is a department in the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, is a policy initiating department. Policy implementation department. We make policy so that we're able to have food, fish production, and self-sufficiency. That is our mandate. And we look at 3 cardinal areas. We look at the aquaculture area, which is the growing thing now for Nigeria. Because aquaculture contributes about 30% of the total fish production. Then we also look at the capture fisheries, that is the artisanal fisheries and the industrial fisheries. These are areas that can bring food security to our country. And the 60 million that we are talking about today that want to go out of poverty should key into these 3 sections. So I will take my presentation now from, as I said, the Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture is a department under the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. My presentation is going to go on this outline, the introduction, the mandate, the objectives of the department, the strategy priorities, what we tend to do so far to address food insecurity, and future plans ahead. The Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture plays a very vital role in addressing food insecurity by serving as a vital source of nutrition, income, employment for millions of people globally. So it means that fisheries is a valuable sector that can take someone out of poverty. Just like what the participants are saying here, we read different courses in our universities. And God has blessed us so much with enormous water resources and water bodies. We have no business with poverty or food insecurity as a country. We can keep into these 3 aspects that I've mentioned. Aquaculture is the end thing to go. Because with aquaculture, you can conveniently do your farming. It could be home stage, it could be inroad in the freshwater area or the brackish area. Just like the president was talking about the biocide, we have enormous water bodies that we can keep into aquaculture that can drive people out of poverty and also bring food security into our country. Now, you find out that fisheries can contribute to nutritional security. And when we talk about nutritional security, we are talking about food. Fish is a source of protein that can make you healthy. And that is why we have malnutrition of children, adults, because of lack of food, especially in the area of protein. And fish, as you know, is a very healthy diet for both children and adults. Now there is food insecurity because there is adequate lack of fish for now as a country. Because fish also can contribute to livelihoods as form of entrepreneurship, as a form of business. Fish can also contribute to trade. You can use fish as a means of trade to enhance your income. So there are many things that fisheries can do to you as an individual to upgrade your lifestyle. So this interactive session is for us to make sure that you key into fisheries in these 3 aspects, and you find out that we don't have any business with hunger. Now, Nigeria is has said, our population is increasing. We cannot foresee say this are number, but I know we are more than 200 million people. Very huge population. How can, in terms of fisheries production, meet this population? So by estimate, we need about 3.6 million metric tons of fish to feed our population. See how huge. That means we should key into fisheries. Everybody should key into fisheries because we have a massive population. And that is why today, Nigeria is a country that everybody wants to do business with because of our population. Because whatever you bring into Nigeria here, we sell. And we have the abundant resources with us here that we have no business in importing fish. Because we have enormous lands that we can use for fisheries production. From the slide there, fish production, total fish production, both from aquaculture, artisanal fisheries, and marine fisheries, 1.1 million metric tons. And that alone cannot feed the population we have. So what do? There is a deficit about 2.5 million metric tons, which is a huge gap. So how do we make up for these 2.5 metric tons? I mean, we are not producing enough in terms of fisheries. So importations comes in. So you see most of the fish that we are buying outside, herring, blue whiting, mackerel, sardinellas, all these are imported products. So it means that the only fish we can get from waters cannot augment the huge amount that we need for the year. But thank God, aquaculture is the engine to go. Aquaculture now contributes more than 40% to the total fish production. So we should all narrow our mind into aquaculture. And aquaculture can be in different forms. You can do your aquaculture in your house. You can do your aquaculture in the rivers, in the lakes, in the reservoirs, with the proper guidance and expertise. Well, the mandate of the Department of Fisheries. Next slide, please. Now, as a department secretary, we are just to provide the enabling environment. And the core mandate is to ensure that there is sustainable development of our Nigerian fisheries resources so that we can have self-sufficiency in fish production with the appropriate policies and strategies formulation. That is the mandate. So how do we get that we have self-sufficiency in fish production is what we are here now for. And the proper mandates and policy formulation to enhance this. Yes. The Department of Fisheries also developed robust, competitive, and efficient fisheries sector that contribute to Nigerian food nutrition security, create jobs, grow the national economy, improve well-being of the fisheries stakeholders. These are what the department's mandates are: to ensure food security, create jobs, grow the national economy. And let me also use this opportunity to tell you that the Department of Fisheries is not involved in direct production. We don't produce, we only enable, provide the necessary environment for fish production. Next slide, please. What are those strategic priorities that the department uses to enhance sufficiently food production? Development of clusters. And when we talk about clusters, you know what we're talking about. Emphasis now on aquaculture. Now, clusters are in different form, but in fisheries aspects, we found out that farmers that are into fisheries can come together as the cooperatives, have what we call like fish farm estates. One short garment of all operations, starting from hatchery to the pond stocking, grow out, processing, smoking, marketing. One garment full. So by then you have that you can now link up with the Bank of Agriculture or other financial institutions. You are well identified. So these are areas that the department is focusing on. Development of fish clusters. Another strategic priority area is promotion of cage culture and marine culture in the inland and marine water bodies. As I told you, we have enormous rivers. The rivers we have in our country alone will not permit us to say we should be talking about food insecurity. We have enormous, look at the river, Niger River baby, coming down to the south with enormous rivers and tributaries, dams, reservoirs that we can culture and grow fish. And today I'm saying people should go into cage culture. If you don't want to go into the aquaculture aspect, go to the cage culture. All you need to do, identify the water bodies, meet with the ministry, with experts. With the cage culture, you have good quality fish that can grow to table size. This is one area I want farmers to go into, cage culture. A very, very important cage culture with different type of fish species. And they will grow because they are in their natural environment. Now we also talk about improved fish stills. It's another area that the department goes into. Today we are talking about aquaculture and our mind goes to catfish. Nigeria, after Egypt, is the largest producers of catfish. After Egypt, Nigeria is the largest producer of catfish. Aquaculture, we are so perfect in that in terms of catfish. And you know what that means. Today, I think it was last 2 weeks, the scarcity of fish in LCT. Everybody wants to go into catfish production, but the problem we are facing is what? The feeds, very expensive. I also have a farm, but considering the price of feeds, we are all Nigerians, it's not be very easy for you to break through with feeds. So what is the end thing? We need local formulation of feeds. And that is where our youths that are into agriculture, those that are studying, can key in. You can formulate feeds, local formulation of feed that can also be substitute to the imported feed that we are buying today. There are farms, there are fish millers, that all you need to do, you look for the composition. And with that, you can substitute and grow your feeds. Today, everybody is talking about, because of feed. But if we look inwards, what are the constituents of feeds? You look at the carbohydrate aspects. Our soya bean is there, our maize are there. We look at the bone meals, we look at the blood meals. All these are things we can get locally and formulate. And this can make our prices to come down. We have lakes enhancement. That's another area the department goes into for fish production. We have man-made lakes, we have natural lakes abound. And we have fish that are in these lakes. So what do we do because of stocking? You can stock these lakes with the species for fish production. Sensitization stakeholder, just like what we are having now. We can all come together on how to brainstorm, interact together, so that we're able to have self-sufficiency in fish production. Capacity building is also part of it. Research, technology transfer. And today, you know what is happening in terms of environmental sustainability. And the first thing that comes to our mind is flooding. And you know what flood is doing into fisheries aspect. Now we have the Lado Dam in Cameroon, they are releasing their waters. Everywhere becoming flooded. So areas of climate change is also affecting fisheries. So that is why if you want to go into aquaculture, they are what we call site selection. You don't have to build locate your farming into area that are prone to flooding, because you could lose your fish. So this is where expertise is also coming. And then policy formulations. We have different policies on aquaculture that can also enhance fish production. Go to the next slide, please. Now, what have we done so far to address food insecurity? From the pictures you see there, especially when it comes to, let's take it one after the other. The first up there, you have the collapsible tanks. It means you could do aquaculture at the back of your house. That involve procurement and distribution of smoking kiln. You also have the procurement and distribution of fishing and aquaculture inputs like juvenile fish, feeds, mobile collapsible tanks, canoe nets, anchors, twine ropes, and what have you, establishment of solar power cold room, and establishment of one of. So this is a garment of what is called a cluster. Now let's take it one after the other. As I told you, fisheries is divided into both the domestic fish production, that is the aquaculture, and that is where you're going to use things like your earthen pond, your collapsible tank, your concrete tanks. These are aquaculture aspects. Then when we talk about the artisanal fisheries, then your mind should be focused on using canoes, using your nets, just like forefathers in those days. So we have rivers. Now instead of using, now we have outboard engines. And let me tell you, in artisanal fisheries, that produce more than 70% of the total fish in Nigeria. Do you know that our youth are not engaging themselves in artisanal fishing? And that is where about 70% of fish is being produced. I don't want to start comparing our country with other West African countries, where if we take the opportunity of artisanal fisheries in our country, Nigeria, we have no basis for fish insecurity or poverty in fish. The water bodies is there that you can exploit. And our waters is so rich that between 0 to 5 nautical miles, that is where we have enormous fish resources and shrimps. You have your croaker there, you have your red snapper, you have your barracuda, you have your ray fish. We have the best fish that are between that 0 to 5 that the artisanal fishermen can exploit. And that is what is happening in Ghana. Let me use that. I don't want to call names. If you see how Ghanaians are taking advantage of the artisanal sector, why can't you as Nigeria take that? The bank industry can be approached, and all you need to do, instead of waiting for the canoe, you go what we call semi-industrial cables, built, fabricated, not using wood now, but using steel, within the range of about 5 to 10 meters, that will only take ice and go for fishing for only 5 days. And they are going to fish between 0 and 5. Even the pet can take you even to 6 nautical miles. And you come out with a normal fish. This is what they are doing over there. The youth can tackle into artisanal fisheries. We should not look at, we're going to use canoe and outboard engine. No. Partner with the Bank of Industries. Write good proposals that you want to exploit the marine sector using smaller boats of about 5 to 10 length overall that can go to fishing for 7-5 days with ice. This is what Obasanjo did in 1978, the Operation Feed the Nation boats. Why can't we continue with that? And if our people can go into that artisanal aspect, I tell you, we have a normal fish for people to consume, and the price of fish will come down. And will not the importation aspect will be reduced. Artisanal fisheries is another very important area coupled with agriculture. Because we cannot talk about the industrial fisheries. That is very, very capital intensive. And we can't go into that. Because if we talk about industrial fisheries, then it is another area of fisheries that involves the capital intensive aspect. But I'm saying that for us to break out of food insecurity, we should tackle both aquaculture and inland fisheries in aspect of artisanal fisheries. These two aspects, if they, with the right and in the environment, will pull ourselves from food insecurity. Let me also, next slide please. Okay. You could see there's a concrete tank, distribution of feeds, fingerlings, stocking of lakes. These are the pictures of there. Actually, these are areas that the departments have used to enhance food security. Go to the next slide, please. Where we'll be talking about the future plans. Now, if you look at the table there, we'll be able to break our future plans into fish farm estate. That is the way to go in aquaculture. That is our initiatives. And with the fish farm estates, we should be able to develop about 100 units of fish farm clusters. That is going to be what we are going to, that can be achieved from this initiative. We are also going to enhance stakeholder capacity on new products development. We are going to also establish entrepreneurship business and models, and also supply about 60,000 catfish juveniles for each of the estates, and also supply fish feeds to farmers and develop capacity for fishermen. With this, the fish farm estate should be able to expected indicators. Number, we're going to create number of jobs and also produce more fruit. And we are going to increase farmer engagement, and about 35,000 jobs will be created and increase fish production. That means that is the essence of a fish farm estate. So you can key into fish farm clusters if you want to go into fisheries aspect. Then the second one, establishment of a fish farm cluster for young graduates and fishermen. The same thing. Graduates can also key into fish farm estate clusters. And with that, we are going to have about 60 units of concrete ponds, and we are going to target beneficiaries. if we as a country can be very serious, the artisanal fisheries aspects, just like what we have Nigeria today, everybody has identity. And now, just click, you will know your identity. The same thing with the artisanal fisheries. And that is the thing government want to go into now. Inventory of all artisanal fishermen that are going to sea with small-scale fisheries. That is what government want to intend to do. By the time we're able to capture all artisanal fishermen, right from Badagry to Calabar. And let me shock you, we have over more than 6 million artisanal fishermen in Nigeria fishing. 6 million. And no database. So this is where the country wants to go into now, to make sure that all our are properly registered, so that we know when we are fishing.
And Nigeria has enormous landing sites.
Sorry.
Life is amazing with Alice.
So, sorry for that break condition. Then another area of intervention, priority area, is mariculture. People that Nigeria as a country, we have, just like what the president was saying, between Lagos to Calabar, we have marine areas that can be established into mariculture today. That can be used for shrimp culture, that is mariculture, where you can use both the brackish and the marine water to culture shrimps. So let me just round up because that is the last slide. You see, in summary of what I've just said now, please let us utilize our marine waters. Aquaculture is the in thing to go, but because of the limitation we find ourselves in terms of feeds, because you are not guaranteed, if we can also exploit our artisanal fisheries with the garment of fruit that we have in our country, if we can place more focus on it and develop it into a semi-industrial fishery vessel that can exploit our resources, Nigeria will be the best. So you know that our streams is the best in the world. And our streams are breathing between the 0 to 5 nautical miles of our waters. And that is what most of these industrial smaller vessels are capturing, and they are exporting. Although aquaculture in terms of catfish and tilapia farming is also the thing to go, but in terms of certification for export is one thing that we really need to look at again. I think with these few things I'll be able to say. I'll be able to maybe tell you how fisheries can also be key into for sustainability. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, sir. I want you to know that if all what we are about this afternoon, there's a word I usually call this new set of ministers, energetic and vibrant ministers. Let's applaud them. You will understand. I'm very close to the government of the Republic, and you can bear witness of what I want to say. The major source of income to farmers and bennets is fishing. As long as I am, by the grace of God, I've been able to, there are a lot of ways God has favored me to really understand something. I started to Ghana, the Republic of Ghana. I think I traveled to Ghana the first time in 2010, on an official assignment. We met with the former President John Mahama. That was the time I moved there in 2012 when the flood of Ghana came up, destroyed almost every part of Accra. So my company, real estate section of QUEBEC, was supposed to handle part of the Accra drain flood system. It's a project to be financed by a company called Conti. Now let me tell you, for Benin, I'll share it on our social media platform because whatever we do, we have evidence to what we see and what we do. I was in that water for 5 hours. You know, that Benin Republic, we have about 9 districts. It connects the Atlantic Ocean for 5 hours. Twice. For 5 hours. Benin Republic still fighting hard. They can see that they restore their fishery system back to normal. Because how do you guys call it? I don't know if you do those steps. You know, there's a particular depth. Yeah. So it's a whole the job is to dredge and create more dredge and create there's a thing like that. They need to dredge it down. The whole rivers are the whole lake, about 9 lakes are all covered up with there's a thing called cover stock that covers rivers. Yes. So they are trying to work on that. And can I show you guys? The people who fish, we don't have fishermen, it's fisher women. You will see women in that top of that river. Are you hearing me? Looking for fish to feed their families. So what we want to say in all of this is let's have positive mindset. For me, agriculture is the key way to go. I collapse all I have as a human, as a long term for this. Go on social media, find details about it. On security, find details about it. When the security issues were merged because of this problem we were doing research, that was when I was automatically I had to become a partner to a company called Accurus on security surveillance. So from 2016 to 2019, we've done presentations on how to create security surveillance. That is a system is what the US Armed Forces are using, Mexico Armed Forces are using. So Nigeria can be great. And that can only be done when we start by changing our mindset. And let me say this, once our leaders begin to see that we have changed our mindset, a lot of things will change. But they will have no choice. They will have no choice to see that the Nigerians, they feel hunger. Hunger is taken care of. You know, the only thing that can really get our attention is hunger. So when food is surplus, because it's only agriculture that you can see that there is limited power to regulation. Because no task force can come and say, don't farm this section. It's not possible. The whole idea of this came a few years back was to develop a smart industrial park, which we had a very massive land in Imo State. If you know Alhaji Egbema very well, that is where the former IG of police came from, Michael Kiro. That place has vast land, and their cassava alone in Alhaji, in Imo West alone, is something can transform Imo State. Alongside with the other palm created by the former government. So we just need to change our mindset. I'm from Niger Delta, from Delta. But I tell you, it will be difficult. But with this movement, not for evil, it's possible. Our footstep will be back in my own state by 2025. At that time, my younger brothers or my elders cannot say no because there is supposed to be a change. The initial dimension was if you have been to Delta, you've been to Ugoli North Local Government, you've been to Agbaru. That is where you have Nkoye, Ibori, by the roadside. By that side, you see the train station. So those lands you see down to Abraka was the basis of structure for this, so that we can move our farm produce by train. Government have done well to a certain level. Let's not be biased. I've done train to Kaduna before. I've done train from Itakpe to my place. I've used train from Lagos to Ibadan when a general gave us a land for poultry at the back of Ojo Barracks. So there are places I've been to and I begin to see things. So if you are interested in the future, write your questions down. Like I said, this is the maiden edition. There will be no breakout session. the way we used to see. But by the next edition, by then we have been able to know that we have 100 people who are focusing on fishery. We have so persons sitting on this. They will now write an further engagement with these people. Are you getting it now? To make sure that when we now put it, even if we are spending 5 hours, we'll have better session and we know we're having results out of it. So I want us to applaud that. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Now, we will listen to NAFDAC, and after that, I will take my presentation shortly one more time, because there are things we need to do. So let's join hands and welcome our big morning NAFDAC. I need to tell you that the invitation is short, but they responded. That tells you they are ready to go. Let's applaud them. Presentation flash. Okay, cool. Okay, just relax, let them finish it off. Okay. So why are we talking? Why is NAFDAC here? Why they are putting that on? It's because what you eat, according to the words of our current teaching, can nourish your body. You know, I copy that one very well. And what you eat can also heal you. So that is the secret which he wants to share with us. And our key focus here is palm oil. The fact of complaining that because of our bad roads, our palm oil cannot even get here today. Even though we wanted NAFDAC to go and test and see. Those who have used our palm oil, we will also give them opportunity to share their experience, including our rice. What we are advocating here is healthy food. Healthy food. I know the worst part is that most people are just trying to take their face off social media because of lot more of bad content. Be followed more than good content. But if you watch what's going on in the papaya section, it was in a massacre market that we went for market activation drive. That someone, man, the people to call him Mrs. Digi, when I presented Digi. It was a massacre market. When they saw our oil, the man came to me and said, you know, this is your oil, you want to come here, you want to come here, we don't have some no spoil market for us. I am bold to make it online, including our followers online. You know, we have almost 3,700 followers, 80% are not Nigerians. I'm telling you, those are Facebook page. 80% are not Nigerians. As my life here, we have about close to a few. There are people who are watching us, Nigerians who are watching us from Dubai. Because they just want things to change. I don't want to dive into that, once I already tell you, I don't want to dive into their presentation. I think that I'm trying to do that at some point. But I want you to know that we want to join NAFDAC in fighting that fight to make sure that bad oil is not found in Karo market number 1, Gandhi market number 2, Massacre market number 3. So please, when you are buying oil, wash the way. There is, I'm not being religious here, but I have said it, and it's my secret prayer. I will not die for the mistake of others. I will not die for the self-interest of people who also advance wealth because of their selfish interests. We know the economy is very good, but then let's try as much as possible to build a standard for ourselves. Sometimes they will say it's pride. It's not pride. If you go to the market, you will know what is going on there. There's no food stock market you cannot find in our presence. As far as Imo State, if you are out of the food market, I have a lot of US agents there. I have a lot of them who have tested our food and all that. We want a change. And I tell you, we can really get a change. And that is why we have created all these solutions to make sure that at the end of the day, because when you are trying to advocate a change, you must provide the solution. So the first solution we have done is palm oil is one thing that every meal, 80% or 90% of our meals they need. So if we can invest much on it, and what we have done is to partner with existing mills. We have one of Africa in Ebonyi State, We have one at Okus River State. You understand? We have another one at Kogi, Yamba West, Ebe. Go online and see our video clips of those bill and all that. So we are doing that. Why we are doing that is because we want to see how we can come together and fund these places and hold them responsible to what? To standards. Are you getting it now? Even some of those big time companies, I want to start having meetings with them. Like the Como Oil, for example, is being created now, and I think they are not aware. Are you getting it now? So we need to be 10 steps ahead of them. 200 million, 200,000 Nigerians dying annually is an error.
Yeah.
And we don't need to continue that mistake. So let me hand over the mic to our movement to make some presentation. Let's talk about it.
Thank you very much.
These two. I don't copy my text.
If I recall, the lesson that we received from your organization contains specific requests that you should be part of this event and do a presentation on 2 new regulations that were just gazetted and launched by the agency. One is on prepackaged food, that is all packaged foods. And the other one is on fats and oil. And I want to thank God that there are so many senior civil servants here. I know we, as the name implies, civil servants. Our guy is here. We work strictly by directing, because if we just go this way or that way, it can be interpreted some other way. So what am I trying to say? So we put some things down for the 2 aspects. We have a presentation on prepackaged food, and that bylaw is just trying to tell us everything that we expect to see on a food product that is packaged and labeled. That law is guiding us on what we should provide on a food product that is packaged. And I have an explicit directive from my boss to speak on that prepackaged food labeling. But from what I'm getting from a guy here, they wanted quite some talk on palm oil and oils generally. I think what I can advise is that if you don't mind, sir, do a letter to the Director General. Just articulate your observations and requests. It will be acted upon promptly. Yes, if you need to mention areas, you can observe what and what, if you want them.
Let's go for them. I'm not cutting it. No, our radio program we have audience. And on live radio, you see people giving you extant locations to tell you that even the masses are tired.
Yes.
So thank you, ma'am, for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that, sir. Okay, so, no, this is the regulation itself. Look for the PowerPoint of it, prepackaged food. This is the law itself. There are just 4 items in that flash. 2 are PowerPoint, 2 are the regulations.
Prepackaged label.
Prepackaged food labeling. PowerPoint.
This one. Just see that PowerPoint. Just save as a PDF file.
Okay.
There's just one folder in the flash drive. There's a folder inside that folder.
Open like that, just show. This is something.
Open. This is the PowerPoint. Open. This is the PowerPoint.
Is it not showing?
Yes, one. Take his long.
Since I'm coming up.
No, it's power plants. Move to this power plant. Open it. I don't know what you guys use to.
Are you checking right inside the flash itself?
Yes, it's the software it needs to use.
Okay, or you try another system.
Okay, move
Try another system.
to the system. Move to the system. Enjoy the flash. No, don't subject the flash. These are flash.
It's about it.
About points. You don't see. 25 minutes. How did they come up? For desktop, you can be out. For desktop, you can be out.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
Because when you're doing that, we still have some friends who
we will
want,
come here.
and also want to do
Yes.
We have one of our military personnel that was able to express so much. I want to be armed forces to better understand how to do it.
Good day, everybody. I'm Emily Suleiman Aisha from Armed Forces Media.
What we have also done so far, you know, the farming system requires three things. The first one is land. But with the current generation, we find ourselves, I think the first thing you need to get first is scale. I don't know if you get it. Like the representative of the director of the agricultural extension, that program of authority, says something. Now when you have gatherings like this, people acquire training and all that, training and all that. The next person will ask you, where is the land? Where is the finance? And this is all that make people farm program has been able to put together. Like if you have not heard about the war, make people farm, it looks funny. But what is the program and initiative all about? Is to sensitize Nigerians on the need to go back to farm. Second, those of us who have fast farmland, make our farmland available. Those who have the fund to invest. You know, money says something, civil servants. Irrespective of how busy you are, you will need something that will also be another stream of income. But the only challenge here in Nigeria is the actors who are managing these agro-investment structures. Are they doing it for survival? They know they are doing something for survival. When you are doing something for survival, it's different. But when you are creating a solution to bring people out of poverty, it's another different thing. So those are the things people want to get themselves involved. So we are doing this to create solution, not for survival. If it's for survival, I will tell you, I will not be Nigeria. That's the gospel truth. If you notice, young sharp in Nigerians, who are Nigerians, are well respected and assisted by other governments. By other governments. Are you getting it now? But we must have more confidence and trust in this country. So the Let Go Farm program brings people to go back to farm, have access to knowledge, those who have vast land. Like the question I asked the people in Igbo, you know, there is a system that operates, which you will agree with, sir. We value land, we hold on to our land. Are you getting it? But year to year, we cannot boast of what the land is giving to us. Hello? And that's why you see on the northern side, they can give you 1 hectare for just a patchy sum of 5,000. But for southeast, they will use rope to make sure the land. The south, the southwest, they are even trying to follow the same footstep of the north. I asked them one question on how they before we moved from that location to where we are now. Where QUEBEC intensity site is in Igbo State today, it's just 1 hour, 80 minutes drive to Sapupa Airport. It's 40 minutes drive to Port Harcourt International Airport, the boundary between Imo State and River State. And it's 5 minutes drive to the former Imo Pool, now Imo State University of Science, and to Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Then it's 5 minutes drive to Futo, Federal University of Technology. So I asked them for years, how much have you been able to save from keeping this your land, from visitors to come and farm in a very fast way? So the mindset is number 1. So we have almost 10 benefits. When you are not, just take your time to go through. We have one is to have, what is the benefit of making go farming? One is to have access to information on how food production, processes, and all that goes. It's very key. You are here today now, please. Some information will better from our director here on fishing. If you sit at home, we will not get it. And you see, as we are running on this program, weekly on radio, you will be seeing that dark with their permission. You see this of I will be visiting on radio. It's a 1-hour program. Speak on a particular subject matter. We open line for calls, we ask questions, we are getting instant results. Secondly, is to enable you have access to intervention funds. You know, intervention funds are there, but are we really giving it to the right set of people? Are we giving it to the right set of people? That's the issue. And you can't blame the government. Like for the COVID-19 law we are talking about, particularly on our cooperative, now we were able to access for 150 Nigerians. 80% of them are from Imo. But I can tell you, few of them make that money for good purposes. But I also told them that we are going to pay, because my duty and duty of the organization to recover. So that was why we took a decision that whatever we do now, henceforth, if you are not interested in agriculture, you are not a foodstuff trader, you are not interested in all this, you cannot access a company to the organization anymore. 750,000 times 150 Nigerians, how many million is that? I can't count in the world, please tell me. That's huge money. If 60% of it was used for what we are saying now, are you getting it? I think we would have been one of the richest set of people now, because the financial hardship is fighting so hard. So this is one of the benefits we benefit from the program. Then we have another organization we belong to called Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit. It's been done yearly at the presidential level. So once you are with us and see that your product is good to go, we allow you to talk with the DG and the DG of Nigeria Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abigail Tabi, we bring the young sharp and they pitch for investors to see and finance them. So this is what the program is all about. Technical and research. We have so many laptops and we have physics common issues. So it's something we want Nigerians to really identify with. And it's something you can never regret. The first thing is your mindset towards it. And once your mindset is good to go, I believe if you are requesting for registration from NAFDAC or food label, will it take time? Did your own take time to learn NAFDAC? Who helps you? Sayed, right? Speak on that.
Well, my first registration to date is in Niger State because my sister works with the Ministry of Agri. So, having grown up in Niger State, we did our registration there. So,
Thank you. So, if you want your member to register your labor apply, information is now.
Madam, she has.
Okay, she knows it.
I've seen her.
You see that?
Conferences. She
She's
has
good.
Smedan. She has come up. I met you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's okay. It's okay. So go ahead. Thank you so much.
Okay.
This is what you wanted.
Yes. Put it on slideshow. Okay. So, the law or the bylaw is prepackaged food labeling regulations 2022. We had editions of the law. This one has just been reviewed and launched. Okay, next slide. There is a mandate that sets NAFDAC into action, and part of the mandate is regulating and controlling importation, exportation, manufacturing is involved, and under manufacturing, labeling function comes in. And that is why we have a law that speaks to product labeling requirements. Next slide. So we want to look at some of the components of this bylaw, this regulation. What we're looking at today is not the entire regulation. So if you go to the website, NAFDAC website, we have all our regulations, the gazetted regulation there. You can download them, put them on your system, have them on your phone, and you have the full gist there. But we want to look at some of the key components of the regulation. Next slide. So the first thing we want to look at is name of a prepackaged product. So from this outset, I want to explain something. When we talk about labeling in NAFDAC, there are two kinds of names that we are considering. This first thing name we're seeing, it speaks to the type of product. Is it bread? Is it gari? Is it water? Is it palm oil? The type of product. That's it takes care also of the nature of the product, and it extends to reflecting the type of processing that that particular product has been subjected to. So this name, this first name we're seeing on the screen here, speaks to the generic name of the product. That means that if you're doing bread in Gariki, I'm doing bread somewhere, we're all doing bread, that it is all bread. So the second type of name that we're going to look at is a type of name that I own it, only me own it. That is a trade name or brand name. As soon as we finish looking at this type of name, we're going to look at the trade name or brand name. So just click. Okay, it's okay. Now this name we're looking at should be written in bold type. The font should be bold on the product package and on the principal display panel. Click. Next image, okay? The name indicates the true nature of the food. The name gives specifics. That is why on some products you look at, you see things like oven dried catfish. Yes. If I say, okay, if I say my product is Shade catfish, I leave a lot of ambiguity in the minds of some people. Are imagining roasted fish because I've not described it. Somebody is imagining smoked fish. Somebody is even thinking of raw fish that is still dancing because you just said Shade catfish. The only information they have is catfish. So, but if you want the customer to have full picture, you're going to say something like Shade sun-dried catfish, salted. So all the specifics need to be there, or spicy, you know. So the true nature, next component, just click on it. It agrees with the name established for the food in the Codex standard. Codex is the world body that set food standards, and Codex has given standard names to all kinds of food products. So if we are talking about rice, it's a standard name for rice. Nobody can create another name for rice. If you're talking about vegetable oil, that is a standard name. You say spice, spice is spice. You go to England, go to Casablanca, spice is spice. The standard name for spice. So whatever name we're talking about, you must agree with that standard name established by Codex. If you're producing a spice here in Abuja, and maybe you feel that you don't want to use the English name, you go and pick the native name known by a few families in your village and put it on the label. It is not a standard name, you know. That is what this component is speaking to. Next point. So this thing we're talking about is the appropriate product statement of identity. Identity. So if you have Ijebu Gari, has its own identity. If you now have semolina or semovita, it has its own identity. So if I say my product is Ijebu Gari, that identity is specific. That identity is specific. Okay, and then where there is no specific or common usual name of the food, and it shall be used in a manner that is not misleading or confusing to the consumer. This happens a lot. Sometimes some products are presented to us in such a way that you can't call it a particular group. Somebody is inventing a product, he puts gari inside, he puts soya powder inside, he puts, you know, and sometimes maybe different kinds of nuts, and mixed with some grains. They put a lot of things. In that case now, the product is not answerable to one particular standard established name. So this place is saying a statement of identity where there is no specific common usual name. So where such a scenario happens, we sit with the customer together and begin to try to describe, trying to take care of everything that is inside the product. So that as much as possible, when the customer looks at your package, you have an idea that is very close to what you have in the package. Okay, click again. Yeah. So there's an example here. There's a product. The unique name is Sally. That means that the owner of this product has registered as Sally for himself. Nobody else can use it, Sally. But the general name is oven dried catfish. So when we say oven dried catfish, I think we are not misled. Anybody I tell that, oh, what I have inside this package is catfish, is dried in the oven, and it is salted. I can see salted. So all the specific things that the customer needs are on the label. And that yellow statement is saying the name should not be misleading or confusing. So if we see a name like oven dried catfish and the fish is salted, I believe we are not misled. We just know exactly what we have inside the package. Next slide. So we're still talking about this same type of name. Next component, click it. Yes, so this name okay. This name we're talking about, we have to add additional words or phrases that are necessary to accompany the name so that it should not be confusing to consumer. regarding the true nature or physical condition of the food, including the type of packaging medium, the style of packaging, and the condition or the type of treatment that the product has undergone, such as is the product concentrated, is it reconstituted, is it smoked? So, John, I think I've explained this before. Whatever treatment that has been done on the product will be indicated along with the name. We attach that word to the product name to describe it. And I see something there that says packaging medium. For instance, sardine. The packaging medium of sardine is vegetable oil. Sardine, the fish is inside oil. So all of that has to be described on the package. That's what this piece is talking about. Next slide. Okay, that's the component. Okay, the name of a prepackaged food shall be in line, parallel. Okay, so if my product is like this is content of my product, I have delivery information and all of that. This component of the law is saying that the name you write also stand like this. You cannot slant the name or make it turn. It has to be parallel. This is how the thing stands. It stands on this surface, the level surface, so the name should stand and be parallel to the surface. That's what this is saying. Okay, next component. It shall be composed of any characterizing flavor or ingredient and shall form part of the name of the product. If I make plain cake, I will just say Lagbaja cupcake. But if the cake now has chocolate, I'll say Lagbaja chocolate cupcake. If the cake has fruit resin inside it, I will say Lagbaja resin cake. That's what it is. So next component, just click. Yeah, you see, for example, Karina's banana cake or Karina's fruit bread, because that bread has resins inside it. Okay, let's go. Okay, now we're done with the first type of name we're talking about. We have entered another type of name. This is the type of name that I say all over Nigeria, only me want to have this name for my product. If my product is bottled water, all of us can say bottled water, bottled water, bottled water. But if your own is salami bottled water and my own is Mary bottled water, nobody else can own that thing. It's registered for myself. That is a trade name or trademark name. So it shall be a coined, unique, fanciful name, and it provides specific information. It should not be misleading. It should not be deceptive. So we normally have a lot of problems with this. People want to incorporate a lot of concepts into trademark. They want to put advertisement inside it. They want to claim superiority for their product inside it. They want to make their product sound having higher quality than other people's products. So when they coin the name and it comes, we look at it with the eyes of this law and say, this law says it should not mislead people. It should not make people believe what is not there. It should not make people believe what the product is not. It should not be advertorial in nature. We can't allow you to put this. This law doesn't allow you to use a name that serves as advertisement or promotion. So next component. This name shall not give a wrong impression of the nature, quality, or substance of the food itself. That's clear enough, right? Sometimes, a long time ago, we used to hear pure water is wrong. This law doesn't allow it. You cannot say anything is pure until it is certified through analysis or something, So that's what this law is saying. You shouldn't mislead people. Next component. Okay, so look at this name now. Now you say power pack table water. Power pack. What has power got to do with water? These are the kind of things that people do. Say power pack. I know our society society, religious set of people, another kind of power pack. Power pack. And if maybe the water is coming from a prophetic church, for instance, power pack. And I've been having this problem